Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another day that was not promised to us, but because of grace and mercy, we are all here together. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, and welcome to this Thursday edition, July 6th, 2017, of the Mike Prince Show. The Mike Prince Show is a variety talk show. We talk about any and everything. And today in particular, we're going to continue on what we started off with on our last segment, and that is talking about pricing and football throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference. So sit back, relax, grab you a cup of Joe, a cup of OJ, or whatever it is that makes your boat float. And let's join in the fun. You can let somebody know about the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com. Also at ktorradio.com. And don't forget, you can always dial our low-tech app. That number is 605-477-5066. Let me give it to you again, 605-477-5066. Top of the morning to you. How is everyone doing? Hope that everyone is lovely, fine, and dandy, as you may have heard throughout the course of this week. My big baby has been declared cancer-free, and every time I hear that and think about that, I just get excited and thank God for it. Thank God for you joining us here on today, and another day that was not promised. And we had a very intriguing last segment on yesterday, and then I promised that I was going to continue on it today, and I try to be a man of my word. And with that being said, I got to take a break, and once we come back, we'll continue on with today's show, and it's really part two of the last segment from yesterday. So you sit tight. We'll be right back, and we'll get right into the Mike Prince Show. Has your vehicle been giving you the blues? Contact our good friends at Larry's Automotive at 30540-FM1488 in the Field Store area. Now 936-931-5566. With over 20 years of experience as a lawyer, attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. can help you with whatever your need may be. Divorce, car accidents, criminal case, wills, deeds, trust, civil suits, parent and child relationships. Contact Richardson's Law Office located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. You can call them at 979-826-8008. Attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. in Hempstead, Texas. Is your business in the black? Do you really know? Gunderson's Bookkeeping can lower your taxes, increase your profits, and help control your cash flow. Services include complete payroll, bookkeeping, and income tax services. Call for a free business assessment at 936-372-2661. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show, July the 6th, 2017. It's Thursday. It is Weekend Eve. That's what I like to try to call that as we get ready for the weekend. Been a short week this week because of the 4th of July celebrations and everything. Hope you had a wonderful, safe holiday season. The final holiday, we kind of gauge this one as the holiday to start looking toward the pigskin season. If you understand pigskin talk, you understand that it is soon to be football season, in particular college football season. And with that being said, the scuttlebug going throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference and that of the MEAC Conference and just throughout the country is that ticket prices have been a slight increase throughout the nation. And we're going to look a little bit deeper into that for the Southwest Athletic Conference on today. And we'll kind of give our little X's and O's, if you will. And we all understand that athletics has become a business. It's all about making a profit when you can, how you can. But then in the same breath, you got to understand your different markets and this, that, and the other. We'll talk a little bit about that today. Unique show on today because, as I mentioned, it is just around the corner before we'll be kicking off footballs throughout the country, and you got I call it the SWAC MEAC challenge between FAMU and Texas Southern. Then that following week, you will have North Carolina State Bulldogs and the Southern Jaguars. And you heard me mention throughout the course of the week of what your pricing could be for that Southern Jaguar game, which will be hosted at Mumford Stadium on the kickoff of Labor Day weekend. But we'll get into that a little bit deeper. So what I did, I reached out and went to the various schools throughout the Southwest Athletic Conference, with the exception, was not able to get a response, nor able for me to decipher the ticket pricing for the Alcorn State Braves. So I do apologize for not being able to. I did reach out, call a couple of people. I don't know if they were still off on the holiday or whatnot, but I was not able to confirm what their pricing was. So I do not have them on this report. But if you guys would happen to know the information about that, please feel free to send me a tweet at Radio Guy, or you could send a message by way of Instagram at OBN Radio, or you can go to the Facebook page, Open Mic Broadcast Network, and send your information to update us for the Alcorn State Braves. Now, I did reach out to my homeboy and good friend, Brother Charles Edmond, who is the voice of the Alcorn State Braves, and was not able to catch up with him, called the new not athletic director, but SID. And for whatever reason, maybe the guys were tied up. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're going to go ahead on with our report. And if these numbers are off, charge it to the people that gave me the information. I'm just a messenger on this. So we came across first with Mississippi Valley State. And let me say this as well. These are general admission prices only. I didn't go into the box seats. I was just trying to do this for the average Joe off the street, decide he wanted to go check out a D1 game, what would be out-of-cost pricing. Now, these prices are the prices pre-order. Most cases, if you pre-order, it's a little bit cheaper than when you do what we call game day. So if I do not call off a game day, it was because we weren't able to verify what that actual game day price was. So we do have, these are pre-order ticket prices. Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils in Itta Bena, Mississippi. It is $25 for a general admission seat. And I was just told they've actually increased their price. You have Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions, $17.50 general admission. Grambling State Tigers, $22.50 general admission. Texas Southern Tigers, $15 general admission. Southern Jaguars, $16 general admission. Alabama A&M University, $25 general admission. And I'll give a side note about Alabama A&M. They also have a child fee, and they consider children anyone under 17, and that admission for general admission is $5. Then we have Jackson State. From my understanding, they just increased their ticket price to $25 general admission. Alabama State, $23 general admission. Prairie View A&M University, $35 general admission. I do know for a fact that if you walk up game day experience for a Prairie View game, it would be $40 if you were not able to pre-order your ticket. So we have Prairie View at $35, Grambling State at $23. You have Jackson State at $25. You have $25 also for Alabama A&M, and you have $16 for Southern, $15 for Texas Southern. Now, Texas Southern has a unique circumstance, if you will. It only costs $15 to get in, but they charge you $30 a part. So go figure that one out. Now, for the record, Texas Southern does not get any parking proceeds. That's a whole different entity. They decide they charge $30 for parking. It is what it is, which could be part of the challenges that Texas Southern is facing. And then you have $22.50 for Grambling. You have $17.50 for Arkansas Pine Bluff, and $25 for Mississippi Valley. If you notice, my beloved Prairie View is the highest ticket that I know of, because we do not have Alcorn's price. But I'm going to assume that we at least know that it's the second highest ticket without knowing what Alcorn's general admission fee was. And I actually went to their site, but they had season pass, but they didn't have single ticket prices. So how they came across that, I don't know. Life's too short to be trying to wonder and ponder on that. So we got all these ticket prices and information. We're going to take us a break. And when we come back, we'll break these things down on how we can get a solution. You listen to the Mike Prince Show, Thursday edition on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We'll be right back. Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station that was established in 2002. We have been dedicated to local, regional, and community programming with coverage for high school, collegiate sports, ministries, and information. Our goal is to provide quality, productive, and positive programming that reflects the community that we serve. Visit our website, ktorradio.com and obnradio.com.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We are talking about SWAC football in a little detail today, talking about ticket pricing for general admission right now. And first thing first, we know and understand that HBCU football we're talking about right now is a very unique experience. It is a very exciting experience. You have so many elements going on other than the game itself. You have the band. You have your cheerleaders, your dancers. You have your Greek life. And then there's something called the game that is actually going on. So I know as a guy that speaks from yesterday, and I know we're a relic. I sound like a relic to the millennial child. But you have to remember the core of what these football games were all about, what they were all about when we were coming along. And that was our social gathering. That was our Twitter. That was our Facebook. That was our Snapchat. That was our website. It was to go to the game. You get dressed up, you put on your letters, and you would go and socialize and mingle. Some old Blackshear days from Prairie View would be hanging outside the stadium, and then the others would be inside the stadium. And And in the late 80s, early 90s, once the band had done their number at halftime, in the case of Prairie View, then people would begin to disperse and go on to the rest of their day. But it was always an event that drew people, that packed people out. Even in the days of struggle, Prairie View kept overflow at Blacksher Stadium. Now we have fast forward to the new millennium. And yes, the Southwestern Athletic Conference has been carrying the number one attendance rate for the past, 5 years when it comes to FCS attendance. But the question that I raise, the eyebrow that raises on me, how inflated are these numbers? I'm not going to call out any particular schools, but I know for a fact that I have gone and been in attendance in some games, because I do get a chance to travel, being the voice of the Panthers, and I've seen the numbers reported, and I've seen the actual numbers in the seat. Now, I do understand that everyone that purchases a ticket will not come to the game. I understand that. But there can't be that big of contrast in the numbers. But that's a whole other deal. That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the pricing and how do we maximize getting people to come to the games in the numbers that would be both meaningful for the university, meaningful for that student athlete, and meaningful for the people game day experience. So now we have to factor in all of these things and try to come up with a reasonable solution. We've already acknowledged that a SWAC football game, a MEAC football game, is a total unique experience. It's unlike any other experience. Yes, you have your traditions, you have your deals going on, but to experience an HBCU football game on a crisp fall afternoon, it is unbelievable. I have brought people on tours to the Prairie View games, and they see that place just rocking. I'm talking about Old Blacksher just rocking, and they're just absolutely blown away of the rich tradition, the rich experience, the great time. And let me add this, it is also a civilized time. It's not a whole bunch of dysfunctional attitudes, even in our quote-unquote rivals. So there's a whole uniqueness of this. Going to the Cotton Bowl each year for the Grambling Prairie View game. 1 year, due to lack of booth space, I found myself on the rooftop with the snipers broadcasting a game. And they comment how they actually get a chance to watch the game between Prairie View and Grambling because the people are so civil. But when the Red River shootout is there between Oklahoma and Texas, they are constantly on the go. They are constantly breaking up fights because the people get so belligerent. These are not my words. These are words that I've spoken with hand to hand, face to face with the actual snipers who work these events. So we have a unique product, a product that we should be proud of, a product that we should be sticking our heads high in the air and you yourself and just say, yes, I am an HBCU product. But then in that same breath, we got to understand the markets in which our universities sit. Yes, we want to reach to alumni. Yes, we want to reach to the student, but we also want to reach the communities that we share the same zip code with, the communities that we share the same taxes with, the community abroad, and I can speak only from experience of Prairie View. The city limits of Prairie View has approximately 5,500 residents that are actual Prairie View, Texas citizens. And I want you to hear me real good on this. That number of 5,500, 27% of the people that live within the city limits of Prairie View, Texas, are below poverty. 27%. That's a fourth of your population. 27%, roughly about 1,400, 1,500 people that are beneath poverty. And if you were to break that down to the average home, 4 per home, there's 370 homes within the Prairie View city limits that are beneath poverty. Well, what's the big deal about that? Everybody has poverty. But only 984 homes in Prairie View. So you do the math. So if I got 984 homes and 371 of those homes are beneath poverty, that means 600 people or 600 homes can actually afford to come to a Prairie View game, last minute notice. Or if I do the pre-order, $35 for a general admission seat and $40 for, hey, I want to go to the game, last minute deal, let's go to the game. Now, I understand there is a new facility. I understand that there are a whole bunch of other contributing factors. But the bottom line is we want people to know what we have, not just at Prairie View, not for every other Southwestern Athletic Conference school. It's no good to have all these great things and no one can come and experience them because they can't afford to experience them. Why am I bringing all this up? Because as an alumni of Prairie View / the SWAC, I am concerned about the misconception that people would have when it comes to our brand on nationally televised games. Nationally televised games. The MEAC and the SWAC both have school nights, I call them Thursday night games, where they're televised on the national scene. And maybe it's just me, but when we pan the camera, the attendance is frightening. The attendance is embarrassing. And the only contributing factors that led me to this, I said, well, let me see what the prices are. Let me see what's going on. Why is this a challenge? And I've heard and I've read, well, it's Thursday night and families this and families that. Well, other schools have families. Other schools work. What is it going to take? What's going to help push that needle for SWAC Nation to show up? Could it be the price? Could be. I don't know. But if I'm in the case of Prairie View, I have a 15,000-seat beautiful facility. I need booties in those seats. I need booties in those seats. And if I have to do a special price reduction night, draw some type of community environment, that creates the buzz to make you want to come in, that I could afford to come in. I have 5 under my roof right now. If I were to walk up and want to go to a game, general admission, and I decide, hey guys, let's go to the game, that's $200 just to walk in. Another $10 to park, $210, and I've not eaten anything. That's not a game day experience. So it had me in a tendency, you know what? They're going to have it on ESPN anyway. I might as well stay at home. So then we did a show, I forget, a few episodes ago. Is it worth the risk? Now, if I'm going to get the bump up for, TV showing, then maybe I can balance that off by reducing the ticket price for that particular game. I don't know. But I do know there's a sense of urgency that if we are wanting to be taken seriously, if we are wanting to gain the respect, our numbers are going to have to prove that. Our numbers are going to have to indicate that when they pan in that television camera across at a game on a Thursday night, and it's a beautiful, decent crowd, which goes to give me, if we're going to give these games up, we got to give a premium game to do that. But no one wants to do that because they don't want to lose the money that they would make on their money games, i.e. the State Fair Classics, the Bayou Classics, whatever other classics that are coming about. So something somewhere is going to have a meeting of the minds to get everybody back on the course of what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. In the case of Prairie View, again, when you understand the market, if you're in Texas Southern, once again, Texas Southern in a very peculiar situation. They're in the heart of downtown. There are so many other abstractions and distractions that could hinder on the fact of why attendance is a challenge. But then when I get there and I got to pay $30 to park before I can even get a ticket to the game, that's a bit overwhelming. Yes, there's public transportation over there, but that's not a norm. That's not a reality. For $15, that's an amazing price. That's an awesome price. But we got to look at the overall factor. And to the credit, again, of Texas Southern, that is not their really, they have nothing to do with the ticket charge for the parking. That is strictly the greedy hands of the powers that be. So we've got to start looking and reanalyzing on what we want to do and how we really want to do it. I know that this is a touchy subject. I know it's a sensitive subject, but it's a subject that we're going to address with some dignity, with some decorum. I'm going to try to make sure that we can get some powers that be, if there are any ADs that want to talk, SID people that want to talk on some creative marketing ways that we could increase our presence. We know what we have. We know what unique brand and what markability it is. ESPN knows